to be together. So Jada is going to be cooking with me tonight, and we are going to be making a family style meal. For those of you that have been watching me this week, I've been doing sheet pan dinners. So we're going to do 2 sheet pans, one for my house and one for Jada's house. And Jada just shared with me today that she has decided to become pescatarian. Look at God. So y'all all right? Everybody's good? Okay, good. So Jada, we're going to start with, would you like to share a very special item that I always have in my kitchen that should be familiar to you? You have lots of them.
Ooh, oh no.
So for those of you who wonder how I do my theme.
Oh, the slant stand.
This is the slant stand. And this is the slant stand that was created by
my mom, Latasha Williamson.
So you guys can, I'm going to tag her in this when we go live, but it's called the slant stand. And the slant stand is what I use when I'm doing these videos to kind of keep me in check. So I got my questions up top that I'm going to ask Jada. And then I have the recipe right here so that I can make sure that I keep up with everything that I'm supposed to do. So we are making a grouper with roasted corn, but we're going to roast the vegetables first. So we have fresh corn that we have shucked ourselves, had to get all of the silk off of it, and actually cut it off of the ear of corn. So I am going to add the olive oil, and we're going to ask you to use your paws.
Do you want me to mix it with my hands?
Mix it with your hands.
Okay.
Get it all together. So Jada is going into her freshman year of high school. Does anybody remember what it was like to be a freshman in high school? I bet y'all didn't look this cute.
Oh, thank you.
I know I didn't look this cute. But being a freshman in high school, Jada has been getting some additional privileges, and with additional privileges could potentially come some additional responsibilities. So Make Some Time is all about making some time for family and making sure that we're sharing recipes and making sure that our kids have life skills that they'll be able to go out into the world and be able to take care of themselves. So Jada has mixed the corn with the olive oil. We're going to add in some diced red and green peppers just to give it some color. And then we're going to add in some white onion. Okay?
Mix again.
Mix again. Mix again. So, Jada, we all have been socially distancing.
Yes.
Would you like to share with us something that you have learned about yourself?
Something I've learned about myself is I struggle with motivation and procrastination. So
Can anybody else testify? Anybody else struggling?
So it's been a challenge. Some days I'll be like super productive. I'll get a ton of stuff done. And other days I just want to lay in bed and scroll on social media all day. So that's something
I need everybody who understands what Jada is going through to hit the like button, hit your heart button. Yeah, see all of that? So you know you're not alone, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I think the important thing is that you actually acknowledge that that's an issue. Okay? And sometimes being a kid, I think we're good now.
Okay.
All right. So you can take your gloves off because you're actually going to do our seasoning. And the thing that most people struggle with is actually admitting that, hey, I have an issue and I need to do something about it. So you said you're struggling with procrastination. I am probably a world-class procrastinator, especially when it comes to things that I really don't want to do. So I'll go ahead and mix this out. And if you can grab that salt and pepper grinder right behind the olive oil. And we're just going to spread this out. So guys, we just have the fresh corn and we have red peppers and onions. So I want you to start at the top, work your way back. Jada's adding the salt and pepper. So you've learned that you are a procrastinator.
Yes.
What are you doing differently about procrastinating? How are you handling that?
So at first, I was like, I think we all went through this, where at first during the quarantine, we were all lazy. And then I feel like everybody that I know had like a hyper productive part of the quarantine where they wanted to get a ton of stuff done, and it just keeps going like down and up and down and up. I'm trying to get as much stuff done as I can because while I am inside, might as well do that. Something I've done to change that though is in my notes on my phone, I have a to-do list where I list the date. It starts on 7/18 because that's when I started this. It lists the date and everything I need to get done for that day. As the day goes on, I add things to do for the next day, and I just continuously like cycle through it. And it also, along with helping me to get stuff done during the day, it helps to show all the progress you've made with all the things you've done being like checked off. And it just kind of keeps you motivated seeing all the things that you've done and seeing all the things you have to do and wanting to accomplish them.
Okay. So you actually make a list and you set some goals for yourself.
Yes.
I like the part that you actually write it down, because sometimes people have these lofty goals. And guys, we're going to put both pans in the oven on 450 for 12 minutes. The fact that you actually wrote down your goals, people, they talk about it, they dream about it, but they actually never put pen to paper. So when you write your goals down, they actually become real. And I think that that's great. So what would you tell someone who is in your position, who's your age, and who's struggling? How would you encourage them to actually make some goals for themselves?
So there are two things that I find help other people, because me and my friends have talked about stuff like this. One thing is finding the best way for you to make a list. I find lists are the best way to do anything. So you can make a list by typing it out on a computer and printing it out, writing it down in pretty colors if that helps you stay inspired, or even typing it on your phone, as simple as it is. That's what I do because I can carry it around everywhere. Another thing is finding ways to add things that you like into what you need to do. For example, the Hamilton movie just came out and I've been obsessed with it. So I will go in my room, I will play the Hamilton movie, so I get all excited, I'm like, yes, Hamilton. And then for example, I'll do my laundry, I'll write a letter to a friend, I will like finish any classwork I have to do because I take online PE. So I just find a way to implement something that I like into what I'm doing, you know, to help you stay motivated.
Yeah. So we are actually starting something like that at church, where we actually, my pastor put it into practice, but we've been doing it individually for some time, is actually starting our day with prayer, actually coming up with how your day is going to go. Because for me, the biggest thing was I work from home as my job. So when I wasn't able to go out and go get my hair done and go get my nails done and go have lunch and all the fun things that I used to be able to do, I began to struggle. So I had to adjust my day to make sure that I'm actually staying active, that I'm working on my business, building content for Make Some Time, writing recipes, actually finishing my book, because that's what the quarantine did. We went from chapter 2 to chapter 10. So making sure that we got that in motion. But actually just writing it down and starting with, what do I need to get done today? What is the priority for the day? What's one thing that you thought that you could never live without that you found is no longer important?
This actually also ties into the procrastination topic, which is having a schedule. For example, I would get up every morning at 6 because I had to be to school, and then I would go to my Beauty and the Beast rehearsal, and then I would go to the gym, and then I'd go home and work, I'd go to bed on time. There was like times to get everything done, whereas in quarantine, it just feels like days. There feels like there's no restriction. It's like, I could do my laundry today, or I could do it tomorrow, because why not? So I thought I couldn't live without having a pre-made schedule of things to do, but over time I've kind of figured out how to make my own schedule, how to make it work, which is the list, but that's something I thought I couldn't live without.
Okay, and I'm going to dial it back for just a second, because she talked about Beauty and the Beast.
Oh.
And I'm not sure how many of you are actually familiar with Beauty and the Beast, but I've watched it a babillion times. And the lead character, female character in Beauty and the Beast, her name was
Belle.
Belle. And who do you think was cast in the leading role of Beauty and the Beast this year?
Hi.
Ta-da! So I have my own little Belle living next door to me. So I like that. You thought that you couldn't live without having a list. Now you do. What I thought I would not be able to live without was going out to eat. I cook a lot, but I like to be served. I like to save room for dessert. I like to hear what the specials are today. Yes, you can tell me what the specials are. I like being able to linger in the restaurants and have time with my friends. But now we go and we pick up takeout. We go to a parking lot and we take out our patio chairs and we sit in a parking lot and eat our takeout. So that's good. So if you had to do the quarantine all over again, not that we're, but if you had something that you could have done differently, what would that have been?
Probably starting to get more stuff done earlier, because during the school time, I did get my schoolwork done. It was all good. But then after that, I kind of like fell off the grid. I just started like laying around. So I would have started making lists and things like this earlier. You know, instead of just waiting until just a few days
until a crisis happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that too. I think that what this time of social distancing and quarantine and the response to the COVID-19, I think that what it's taught all of us, prayerfully it's taught everyone, is the need to be prepared, the need to take care of our community. We've been seeing a lot of things with the social unrest and the systemic racism and how that played out. And I have been applauding all of the young people, all of the young activists that have been taking a stand for what is right and speaking the truth and not being afraid to say, that's my brother, that's my friend. I'm going to make sure that that person is taken care of. We're going to call a thing a thing. So being people of color, being people of faith, being Christians, and still seeing you guys stand so boldly and speaking out and saying, no, that's not right. So I think that if there was something that I would have done differently going into this, I would have been more vocal about the need for us as a community to take care of one another, to make sure that our brother and our sister is safe. And if we had to be inconvenienced for any reason whatsoever, if it was going to help someone, is it really an inconvenience? What do you think?
I think the same thing. On my social media platforms, primarily Instagram, I'm very vocal about the struggles of people of color. It's something that's really important to me that I like to speak out about. And even though we may think it's just a post on social media, it can't really do anything. Even if that post reaches one person that's following me and they're willing to change their mindset and learn, it's a success. So I'm very vocal about it personally, and I think it's a really good thing that we're all starting to talk about it and take care of each other, because if we don't address the problem and we don't confront it, it'll never change.
Mm-hmm. So when you're talking with people who have a different opinion, how do you handle that? Because that's one of the things that stops dialogue from happening, is that when people don't think like you or don't feel the way that you feel, and you're wrong and I'm right, and then communication stops. How do you handle when people don't think like you think?
This has actually happened to me twice over Instagram regarding my posts. I like to try my hardest to ask the person what their personal opinions are, and then give mine and my response to what they say. Like if they say systemic racism isn't a thing, for example, I'll come back and I'll be like, well, you may think that, but statistics and facts prove otherwise, and I can send them sources and links or just explain to them what's going on. I try to just explain my mentality, explain what's going on to the best of my ability, but a lot of people just don't want to listen, and that's on them. Don't take it personally if they don't want to change their opinions because of something you said, because you can't control their mind. But I just try to first listen to what they have to say and what they think is going on, and then approach it with what I think is going on and with any facts that can help me to prove my point and try to get what I'm trying to say across. But I'll always be respectful, because you never know when that conversation could turn up again, and if you said something disrespectful or rude, that you're just going against your own point, which is equality for all people. And if you're just being rude, then you're not treating people equally.
I think I like what you said about listening. You have to take the time to hear people out. You don't have to be right, but you do have to listen, and you do have the right to be heard. And then also making sure that you're coming from a place of facts, not just feelings, not just, it's not my opinion. Here's the data. Do with it what you will. Do with it what you will. So as young people, I've just been so impressed about how you guys are taking that approach, because my generation and generations before me, if you didn't think what I thought or felt how I felt, then we can't be friends anymore. So it's okay for us to have a differing opinion, but we still have to have those open and honest discussions. So, all right, so you ready to get into some grouper?
Yes.
For those of you who are joining us tonight, we are making roasted corn with roasted grouper, and the corn has peppers, onions, and we're also going to put in some cherry tomatoes. So these are grouper fillets that I have cut into 6-ounce pieces. So again, we're making 2 pans. We're going to do enough for Jada's family and then for my house, because we are taking care of our community. And Jada recently, she just shared with me as soon as she came over that she has made the decision to pursue a pescatarian diet. And for those of you who don't know, pescatarian is fish only. And as we are going through this time of social distancing, and we are eating not in the same manner that we used to eat, making those health decisions or making those conscious decisions about the food you eat, how it's sourced, no hormones, not processed food. Now, I still like chips. Do you have a guilty pleasure?
Probably French fries or ice cream.
Oh, French fries and ice cream. So guys, I've also been experimenting with making my own spices. So we are using the seafood thyme. So yes, everything is going to have thyme in the name. Everything is going to have thyme in the name. So we have drizzled the grouper with olive oil, and we are going to season it with seafood thyme. This has paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, rosemary. We're going to do some fresh thyme on it, a little bit of cayenne pepper, because we do want to have a little spicy. And if you could go to that drawer on the end and get those oven mitts out, we should probably about 12 minutes in right there.
Do you want me to pull it out?
Take the pans out and sit them. I'm going to move this over. I want you to bring one pan here and the other one there.
Onto the wood. Okay.
Yep, onto the cutting board.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hot.
The heat just like hit.
It's hot. It's hot.
The heat just hit my face.
2 hands. Thank you.
Now I think my mascara is stuck together.
Oh my goodness. Her mascara. Yeah. Is my mom on here? Jackie Yard, is mom on here? Why couldn't I wear mascara in the 9th grade?
No.
Huh? Grab this for me, Gina. It's special right here. So, all right. So I need you to kind of give me some little spaces because we're going to put the fish in between the corn.
4 on each one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I should probably move this
a little
forward.
bit more, yeah. So again, guys, we're doing our sheet pan special. Let's see if we can get one in here.
There we go.
There you go.
4 more.
And this is just going to be our grouper with the corn. Jade, I need one more. It's not enough space, yeah.
Okay. Boom.
Got it. Okay. So this is gluten-free. There's no dairy. If I was doing corn in a skillet, it would definitely have bacon because bacon is our friend and bacon makes everything better.
There we go.
All right, let me just wash my hands. So, school is about to start back. I know that we're still in the final stages of making decisions about how school is going to start, but you are going to go back to some sort of learning environment. What are you looking forward to most from your freshman year of high school?
It's really hard to say because I'm going to an art school this year, which is a new school for me. Mm-hmm. And I've made some friends over the internet. I was really excited about meeting them. I'm kind of sad, but that I can't because I'm doing online school. But health is more important, I guess, in a way. Yeah, in a way, of course. It's kind not even important. In a way. But I guess the thing I'm looking forward to the most is that when it's online, I'm kind of gonna sound a little bit nerdy here, but when it's online, there's less class distractions, and class is a little bit easier because it's right there, and you can typically do everything back to back. Like there's no space in between lessons, so you learn it and then you use your knowledge right straight off the bat, which helps me to get better grades. So starting off the freshman year with like, hopefully what I am going. We gotta manifest, you know.
Yeah, manifest. I am going to put it into the atmosphere. Speak life, Jada.
I am going to make straight A's. So starting off with those high credits will be nice. Like it's kind of like a boost.
And how? So I know your mom is on here, and
Hi, Mom.
I'm gonna ask this question anyway. So how does the hookup happen in virtual school? Like when you're in school, like the boy can pass you a note or send his friends to come in. No, it's not even happening? No. What?
No boys that I've met yet.
None?
Nope. No.
Oh. So there's no, do you like me? Check yes or no? None of that?
Nope. No. Because I haven't really been with anyone.
Uh-huh.
You know, maybe one day I'll be on like a neighborhood walk and I'll see like a boy from across the street that randomly just showed up.
Wait a minute, Tasha, that's not what I meant. I'm sorry. That I was only asking how people hooked up now in high school. I wasn't suggesting that she date. You're trying to get me killed?
No, it's okay. My mom, I'm sure she's fine with it. We talked about boys before.
She's fine. But yeah, so I was just, when I was in high school, or not in high school, you know, do you like me? Check, they would write a note, pass it to one person, pass it to the other person. Do you like me? Check yes or no. And then it was stupid. Passive aggressive.
People will just like text other people now.
Oh, that's true. You don't have to write it down.
Writing it down is nicer and like saying it in person, but sometimes they'll just like text you and be like, do you want to go out? I'm just like, you can like at least tell me in person or like at least over a call. Just a text. It's a bit insensitive, but it's how it is.
Yeah.
I kind of voice cracked.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's definitely something that you're going to have to navigate. So when the time comes, I know that you will do it the right way. So guys, here, I just want to, hopefully you can see. This is our sheet pan grouper with corn and tomatoes. So we're gonna put that back in the oven for 10 minutes. Wow, fish
cooks fast.
Fish cooks fast. And well, we're also cooking it on 450, so it's not on a low temp. So Jada,
Yes.
it has been a pleasure having you in the Make Some Time kitchen. I don't cook live often, but so it's been good having you here. Is there anything that you would like to share before we end the live?
Yes, I kind of have like a word of encouragement, I guess, or something to do. I would say during this time where we stay inside and we don't have to be outside all the time or showing our faces, I would say experiment with different things with like your looks and your style or whatever you want to do. That's something I've been trying, like experiment. That's basically what I want to say, because you don't have to go outside every day. So let's say you're trying something new with your hair. If it doesn't work out, you just stay inside. So
but if it
experiment
works,
with your looks.
if the clip-ins work,
Yeah.
if they fit, let them work for you.
So experiment with your style, your music. It's a good time to discover things about yourself and discover things that you like. So that's what I have to say.
Well, it has been a pleasure. Jada has been my neighbor for 7 years. When she was very little, we used to have a thing where we would have tea together. She would come over and we would have tea parties, and she would tell me about her day and what was going on at school. And now that she's going into high school, I felt the need, while she was a captive audience and before she starts driving, to get her back into my kitchen one more time before she goes off and leaves me.
So 4 more years.
You still have 4 more years, I know, but there will come a time where you'll be like, I ain't going over Miss Latrice's house. What she want now? I've been over there all the time. So growing up in a community, for anyone on here who's from Newark, from the Dewey Street, from the Lyons Avenue, from the Weequahic section, from Essex County, New Jersey, community was always something that was important to us. And living here in the burbs, it is still important to me. So having a relationship, a healthy relationship with my neighbors, with my community, parents trusting you enough to allow you to have their children in their home. Don't take that for granted. And make sure that you are being kind. I have been watching you guys on social media. Some of y'all are social distancing, some of you are not. Practice your bubble, understand who's in your circle, and just be kind. Take care of your community. So I will post the recipe when it's done. We won't have the step-by-steps, but we will do a final picture, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.